Ik vind dat belachelijk dat we in een land gaan spelen hoe zegt de FIFA dat? Om het voetbal daar te laten ontwikkelen en beter te laten ontwikkelen. En dat doe je door een toernooi te organiseren in dat land. Nou, dat is al boel.
Louis van Gaal, former Manchester United manager and current head man of the Netherlands international team, is telling it like it is.
Tens of thousands of workers are living in squalid, slave-like conditions, dozens being worked to death every month.
So-called labour camps. So these are kind of dormitory style accommodation where workers might be sharing a room with 6 to 8 other workers.
You see the bed, people sleeping, a lot of people here.
So how many? It's 1, 2, 3,
1, 2,
4,
3,
5.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Corruption is inseparable from the 2010 decision to award Qatar the World Cup. 11 of the 22 FIFA Executive Committee members who voted on this have since been fined, suspended, banned for life or prosecuted for corruption.
Dat doet er niet toe. Het gaat om geld, om commerciële belangen. En dat doet er toe bij de FIFA.
Not many have spoken out. For Van Gaal, it appears to mean little.
Ibrahim, not his real name, and his friends are construction workers, toiling for 10 hours a day, 6, sometimes 7 days a week on building sites in factories or in the fierce heat on the side of the road.
More than 6,500 migrant workers have died in Qatar since 2010. All of them from India, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. The common causes of death are blunt injuries from falling and a special category called natural causes, a smoke screen. These so-called natural deaths are attributed to heart and respiratory failure, but they are seldom backed by an autopsy.
Waarom denk je dat ik niet in een commissie zit in de FIFA met mijn, hoe heet zoiets? Nou, met mijn expertise.
Know-how, wilde ik zeggen.
UEFA.
Ja, omdat je het...
Ja, precies. Omdat ik mij altijd afgezet heb tegen dit soort organisaties. Het klopt niet.
No, it's absolutely not okay, but the powers that be continue saying all is good. It's a lie. Joining Van Gaal in speaking out against Qatar's alleged slave-like conditions for its migrant workers were Norway's team who donned these shirts. Ditto for the German national team. The Dutch manager said he is part of a commission within the Dutch FA, which meets every month to evaluate the ongoing situation in Qatar with regards to human rights. The KNVB has been among the few football associations to criticize human rights and working conditions in Qatar.
When it comes to the situation in Qatar, in particular, I think we need to be fair there as well and admit that a lot of progress has happened.
Gianni Infantino, the man who took over FIFA for Sepp Blatter, claims there is progress while he simultaneously lives in the host country, which happens to be one of the richest in the world, praising and defending these human rights violations. He has called the reporting on this subject false, which is, in essence, allowing it to continue. France 24 English called it a rare outburst from Hassan Al-Tawadi, the chief executive of the World Cup Supreme Committee for Delivery and Legacy. He said the following, firing back at Van Gaal. For a person who has had many years as a coach and who understands the power of football, it is ridiculous that he could actually make such a bland statement, Tawadi said. I am sure that he hasn't spent a lot of time understanding what football means, not only to Qatar, but to the Arab world, which is just BS. So basically, this guy who some said was a reporter, others said was a fan, he had a flag. Apparently, it is a Brazilian flag. And some people in Qatar were really pissed off about it. And what they did was they took it, and apparently the guy suffered abuse because of it. They threw it on the ground. They put their feet on it. They stomped on it. And here is him also. His name is Victor Pereira. He is a journalist, actually. And he then went through what happened. He shows off the flag, which has a rainbow on it. But basically, this is from where he is from. And he's talking about what occurred. And it's sad to me. But at the same time, it's really not surprising. And the reason it's not surprising is because FIFA decided to give the World Cup to Qatar. This is what Qatar has done. This is what they will continue to do. The repression of gay rights, the harassment of the LGBTQ plus community, the write-ups from Human Rights Watch going over the grave and depressing details of, and here's another shot of the flag, where he writes, they even picked up the flag, threw it on the ground, some intervened, softened the sitch. The video in which I recorded what they did to the flag was mandatory to delete. So basically, the authorities told him you have to delete the videos of some in the country stomping on your flag. Maybe they did worse. Don't know. But this is what the organization, corrupt organization of FIFA, set us up for and set up the LGBTQ plus community for when they decided to give this World Cup to Qatar. They do not care about human rights. They don't care about religious freedom. All they care about is bottom line, and all they care about is continuing their ways, which involves corruption, which involves Gianni Infantino saying, I feel disabled, I feel African, I feel Qatari, I feel gay, in order to appease the Qataris, and then also appease the other future heads of state that they are going to have to kiss the ass of, much like Mohammed bin Salman and Saudi Arabia, who are rumored to be the hosts of the FIFA World Cup of 2030. This is a corrupt organization from the top down, with many involved in the process of Qatar getting the bid, having their names involved in U.S. investigations into FIFA. Jack Warner comes to mind. If you haven't seen the Netflix miniseries on the World Cup and FIFA, Al-Tawadi was allegedly involved in bribing African members of FIFA into voting for Qatar. This is the end result. And it is not stopping. It is not going to get better. It is going to get worse. But what we have to do is continue to cover these things, because not everyone is paying attention. We have to continue to outline these atrocities so everyone is put on game. Because if we don't, and you continue to stay silent, then you are siding with the oppressor.